Hello everybody, this is Peter. I'm on the Grand Union Canal southwest of Watford. 2012, you might think perhaps that's the number of the lock, but no, it's probably the date the lock gates were replaced. I think 2012, significant date in every Brit's memory for the Olympics. Each lock has a number, and of course these numbers are pretty, I was going to say immutable, yes, let's say it, because this is number 78. Can you see that? Let me expand on it. 78, because of course you don't need, or you can't very easily install another lock in between existing locks, so the numbers are written in stone. Up ahead, above us, there is the railway line into Watford. Not Watford Junction, just Watford on the tube line. As the Metropolitan line trains come along that way, in and out of Watford. And as you look out of the windows of the trains, you can see the roofs of the narrow boats, which I'm displaying at the moment. And beyond it is another bridge, a road bridge. Beyond that, you can just about see it, is another railway bridge that is possibly in the future and was in the past an idea of a link, another link into Watford. If you want to know all about these bridges, please look at the Jeff Marshall video. I think he's done one on this amongst other people, but Jeff provides very good maps. The great thing about this particular bridge, oh, look at that arch. There is an arch and a half. Great thing about this bridge, with the tube going over the canal, is that if you come out from Harrow to Watford, you cross the canal twice. Once you go outside the canal, so to speak, you go west of it, and then here you go east of it. So Watford Junction, sorry, not Watford Station, not Junction, Watford not Junction Station is to our left, or to the east. That is a semicircular arch, perhaps one of the finest examples I've seen. Again, I think it's Victorian. The bricks are all in good state, and we are still walking from Watford to Rickmansworth. And there are lots of narrow boats moored up round here. You get them quite often all the way along this canal, and I often wonder how boaters manage to get goods. Some of them cycle, some of them just wheelbarrows, some just carry the things. But I'm hoping, there goes a cyclist, nearly pushed me in. He didn't have a bell, so he called out. Luckily I heard him. Okay, well, we're not going to see a tube, but we can see 2 or 3 arches on the way into Watford. We're blessed really to have this canal maintained. I think it's always been in existence. To restore a canal once it's been left derelict is a huge effort, and I'm sure you're aware of various canals around the country that have been restored over the last 30, 40, 50 years. I don't think this one has needed to be restored or even dredged. This bridge is MLNE7. Oh, of course, as I speak, the train goes overhead. I can't show you the train, but you can hear it. Sorry about that. I didn't know what times the trains are going to come. Now, in this part, we're still sort of in Watford, really. There's a very strange looking skyscraper ahead of us. It seems like sort of 4 playing cards side by side, or 4 cards, which is an interesting design. I'm all for new, novel, interesting designs, making use of concrete in new ways. Certainly not rack, which is the concrete with holes in, which has strangely gone out of the news lately because it's yesterday's news. There's one thing I don't like about it. Whenever there's some sort of disaster or problem in the world, it's all over the news for a week or so. Then it's no longer fashionable, and people just don't comment on what the latest is. But there you are, I suppose, so you can have too much news. Anyway, this is a very pleasant walk along this canal. I'm interested in what that building is. If you do know, let me know in the comments. We are now out of sight of the railway bridge, underground bridge, more or less out of sight of the underground bridge I've just walked under. So I'm afraid today, folks, no tubes going across bridge moments. I was going to say for which I'm renowned, but I think that would be putting an exaggerated point on it. Very mild day for October the 1st, Sunday. I'm on my way to Rickmansworth, along the canal, very placid canal. Locks are fairly frequent, about once every mile or so, and it's a very pleasant walk. Now, underneath this road bridge, or next to it, there is another bridge with an arch. So let's have a look at this arch. To me it looks like another semicircle, or could it be an inverted catenary? I'll get a bit closer, have a look at the dimensions of it. It looks like there's a cross between a semicircle and an inverted catenary. So who knows? Hello. And this is bridge number 169, and it's got a date on it, 1821. Or is that 1921? A bit unclear. Of course. Oh, hello, there goes a train. I knew if I rabbited on long enough, we'd see one. That's one leaving Watford. But to my mind, that says, let's get in a bit closer. Not sure if I think it's 1921. Anyway, it's bridge number 169. Those of you who love arithmetic and maths as I do will know that 169 is 13 squared. It's a completely useless bit of information, as darts players wouldn't need to know that. In fact, I can't think of anybody who would need to know that. Ahead of us is a metal bridge, which is, I think I just mentioned, there's been a debate about whether it's going to be opened up again, another line into Watford, which would actually make Watford Station redundant, because it would be a link to Watford Junction, I think. Could have that wrong. I'm sure you'll find out the truth on the internet. There must be dozens of YouTube videos on this sort of thing. We'll have a better look now at that building, which does look like a block of flats, in fact. Very interesting. Okay, thanks a lot for watching. We appreciate your company. Subscribe if you like. Cheers.